listening to Fountain of Thought with your hosts, Dennis Fountain and Sonny Rain. One small step for man, one giant leap for America.
This show contains adult themes and language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fountain of Thought podcast, broadcasting from the Erickson Memorial Studios. This is the podcast where we talk about anything and everything, and we've got a lot to talk about today, a plethora of information from Adam West to Bernie Sanders to wedding tips to Hollywood Soundbites to true or false headlines. We've got it all coming your way, so let's grab those keys and start things up. Sonny, how you doing?
Hey. I'm doing well, my brother from another mother.
Good.
But I am perplexed.
Why are you perplexed?
I have a few questions for you that I'd like you to address for me, because you are the omnipotent one.
The all-omnipotent one, yes.
Hey, Bill Cosby, what's your views? What is your views on what's going on? And
I think he's guilty.
Okay, but what do you think is going to happen?
They're going to go back and deliberate some more, as the judge said, and if they can't reach a verdict, it'll be a hung jury, and we'll have to do it all over again, and then he'll probably get acquitted, because usually that's what happens.
Oh, so it's another big waste of taxpayers' time.
Most likely, yes. Yeah.
Okay, my next question. The kid that was returned home from North Korea in a coma, your thoughts on that?
He's been evaluated, and it's my impression that he has severe brain damage in all areas of his brain, they said. I think it's horribly sad, but as in, you mean, what can we do about it, you mean, or?
Well, I know what I'd like to do about it. But,
you
can't do it on an individual basis.
You can't do that.
That fat fuck over there.
Watch your language, you bud. We're on the air.
Yeah, I feel for the family. I did see a couple of interviews, and I saw where, his luggage was basically intact from when he went over there. In fact, it was all moldy and everything because it had just been stored. And it's, your typical college kid, there was nothing, no CIA documents hidden away anywhere. I just don't know.
I sum it up as the ultimate case of bullying.
Well, yeah.
And that piece of shit over there should strap himself to a nuclear weapon and launch himself into space.
I don't think there's a rocket big enough.
You might be right on that. Okay, my third and final question.
Third and final question.
This is the most important one.
The most important one.
You know those soap dishes that you can buy and they have there'll be a shape of it, the face on it, where you put the soap and it'll have a dog or a cat or a monkey or...
I'm not sure if I've seen one, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
right. Well,
it's a soap dish, little ridges inside. You put the soap in it. Yeah.
No ridges.
No ridges, just a face?
Okay. Of that particular animal.
So
or
basically like an ashtray without the...
Yeah, kind of. Or a red. It could be a Red Sox or Yankee logo. It could be anything.
Yeah.
What the hell's the point? Once you put the bar of soap in it, you can't see the goddamn thing.
Yeah, but you pick it up to wash your hands and you can see it, so...
That's why you are the omnipotent one?
The all-omnipotent one, that's why. Yeah.
I, once again, stand corrected, even though I'm sitting down.
Yes. Good for you. All right, so we lost a superhero.
Yes, we did.
Yes. A little early on that. A little early. All right, I'm going to pot this down in hopes that I don't get bleeped because, I
only got 30 seconds.
I can't do this copyrighted, You don't even get 30 seconds. It depends on how long it is. So I'll probably get, another letter in the mail for using copyright material without permission. But for us, Adam West was our Batman.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And he portrayed the character campy like it was supposed to be as far as I was concerned.
Well, it was a comic book, so it was it was a bit campy. I remember watching Batman Saturday afternoons. I don't know why, but that's when I watched it, on Saturday afternoons. I will be honest, it wasn't my favorite.
No, mine neither, but it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining, and I loved it when he had all these weird guest stars in it. He's walking up the side of a building and open a window, and the guest star's there at a window. I thought that was kind of cool. But he always portrayed it with honor and integrity, even though it was campy. He brought some gravitas to the role, and I know it sounds kind of weird, but he did, and it was like I said, it was over the top. Those fight scenes. I loved the fight scenes.
Yeah, it was awesome. They used to put those little cartoon
Zoink,
things.
Bam, poof. Yeah.
It was very entertaining. But he also was, he did a lot of work with Family Guy, too.
Yeah, he did a lot of work for Family Guy. Actually, he did a ton of work. In fact, him and Shatner remind me a bit of themselves because later on in their lives, they learn to appreciate their roles and poke fun at themselves.
That's the way it should
be.
be.
And they've, they ditched the ego and became, real people and I don't want to say made fun of it, immensely, but, there was some humor there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes is from The Big Bang Theory, and I know you don't like that show, but they were all riding in a car, and they're all big comic book geeks over there, and they had Adam West in Shotgun, and he was commenting on Batman, and he goes on to say that he is the best Batman. He's going on to say about all the Batmans, and because they're talking about Ben Affleck, and this is before the movie came out, and that everyone's worried about how Affleck is going to be the new Batman, and he's going to suck at it. And one point that he did make that I thought was kind of funny and true was he said all of the other Batmans since him have all had suits where the muscles were built into it. His was 100% Adam West.
It's true.
Yeah.
His was spandex.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah.
But he was good. He was really good.
And also another big supporter of St. Jude Hospital. So he decided to make his contribution for those in need to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Again, not standing up and saying that the left is right or the right is wrong or anything like that, but deciding on an organization that's already well established and dedicating his resources to help them. So, good guy.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
Agreed.
Sadly missed. Rest in peace, Mr. West. All right, moving on. Bernie Sanders. I am not a Bernie Sanders fan. In fact, I dislike the man. I dislike his policies. However, after the recent shootings in D.C. where that whack job decided to kill some Republicans simply because he needed to terminate them, okay. You have events that happen around. You've had shouting people down on campuses, hitting innocents at rallies with locks and chains, barricading into offices, insulting people just because they don't agree with you, physically attacking speakers, rioting on elections, throwing urine at women, harassing professors for calling out racism, stabbing police horses. You have all these attacks on discourse, and nobody says anything until now.
I condemn this action in the strongest possible terms. Real change can only come about through nonviolent action, and anything else runs counter to our most deeply held American values.
I'm going to give mad props to Bernie Sanders. In front of Congress, Bernie Sanders stood up and he says, I know this guy was a fan, but enough is enough. Stop it. I denounce him. I denounce this. Violence is not an answer. Cut it out. I'm paraphrasing. He's not exactly what he said. Good for you, Bernie Sanders. After all of this stuff, primarily on the left, all of this violent acts have been going on about I want to blow up the White House and I'm holding a severed head of Donald Trump and I'm
don't forget Madonna.
Madonna's the one I want to blow up the White House. Shakespeare in the Park and we're going to assassinate Trump and all of this stuff. Nobody has said anything. No politician has come forward and say this is wrong. Stop it. Now Bernie Sanders comes forward and says, you know what? This is wrong. I understand he's a supporter of me. I don't care. This is wrong. Cut the crap. I applaud you, Bernie Sanders. Excellent. Thank you. As most of you should know by now, Sonny and I are DJs, and we have been pretty much all our lives. And we decided we would go over some wedding tips and DJ stories for this episode. Thought you'd get a kick out of some of this stuff. And Sonny does not know I'm doing this. Oh, I'm getting the faces now. But I'm going to play something that's going to bring back some memories.
Live and almost in person, it's the wittiest, funniest, sexiest, and zaniest game show ever. The ultimate relationship challenge. This is Soulmates.
So, anyways, yeah, there's probably more pirated music there that I'll get yelled at for. But Soulmates was we basically
Ripped off.
a souped up.
We ripped off the dating game and the newlywed game and made it very dirty.
Yes.
Do you remember some of those questions they answered? Oh
yeah, I remember. Yes.
Oh my Lord!
But I ran across some of the clips that we had created back then.
Good evening and welcome once again. Later tonight, those two guys will proudly present the ultimate relationship challenge, the Soulmates game, a show where couples will compete to test their compatibility. Soulmates, it's similar to the Newlywed Game, but with a few new twists and surprises. Stick around.
There's more.
Once again, if you just joined us, welcome to the Soulmates Game, a Those Two Guys production. It's the ultimate relationship challenge, where couples will compete to test their compatibility. This is all coming up real soon. So sit down, get comfortable, grab a drink, and get ready for the hottest game show to hit this area in, I don't know, what would you say, Dennis?
20, 30 seconds, at least.
Thank you.
Wow, I haven't talked like that in a lot of years
time.
now.
Yes.
That disc jockey voice you can buy at Kmart for $19.95.
No, it's on sale now. $9.95.
And you too can learn how to talk like this.
Kicking hits and taking names.
That's it.
Yeah.
That was some fun times.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that. Yeah. Yeah, no, really, that was
and
was
I'm
so much
surprised
fun.
it didn't take off like we wanted it
No,
to. But,
I don't know why.
It did well. It did well at Lemons, but
yeah,
we just couldn't get people to grasp that concept.
I think that they just wanted to go to the bar and get drunk, and they didn't want to answer any questions.
That's pretty much why I go there. Nobody wants to be interrogated while they're drinking.
We didn't have any fights, though. I was kind of expecting some big. I mean, we had a couple arguments and elbow poking and yelling, but not.
I think we caused a couple of breakups and divorces.
Did we really? Yeah.
Oh my God! Yes.
What if you could bestow upon a newlywed? What one advice would you give to them? The major. We'll go over a couple, but what's the major advice that you would give a wedding couple on picking a DJ?
This is prior to. Yeah. Oh, picking a DJ for the wedding.
Picking a DJ.
Pick one that has credible references, that knows what they're doing, has done it many times. Experience is very important. And then once you sign the contract and you hire him, leave him the fuck alone. He's a professional. He knows what to do. He don't need 20,000 calls between now and the time of your wedding saying, I want this song and I want this song and don't forget this song and I don't want you to play this song because my cousin Randy is going to get really pissed off at me and don't play this one because that was my ex-boyfriend's song and my husband might just walk off on me and the other. Shut up. I know what I'm doing. Correct?
Very. You are correct. That's very good advice. I think you should sit down with the DJ or DJs that you're hiring and make sure you're compatible. You guys get along. Because if you don't get along, then it's probably not going to be a good night. So I agree with you. Make sure they're professionals and they've been in the business a while.
You might even want to sleep with the DJ prior to, It's kind of like a bachelorette party, I would say.
I never had that happen to me. You've had that happen to you?
I cannot say live on the show, even though it's recorded.
Well, why don't you say it unlive? Huh. Wow. Yeah. How many weddings have they done? I mean, there is a huge difference, folks. I mean, a night and day between a club DJ and a wedding DJ. I'm not saying that a club DJ can't do it, but it's a huge difference.
Very, very big difference.
Yeah. So just because, you like the guy at the club or girl, doesn't have to be a guy, but I'm just using that in general. If you like the guy at the club, don't think that they can DJ your wedding because it's a completely different animal altogether. Make sure that you go over a few things and make sure they have a contract. Especially I see these kids today. They're coming out with their iPods and computers, and they think that they can DJ because they have music and a way to get it out there. They think they're a DJ. It doesn't work that way, folks. And also, not only are you playing music, but you're going to MC the event. You're going to announce people coming in, and you're going to
do all the major announcements.
You'll be the master of ceremonies for the night.
Exactly.
Make sure, and I know this sounds odd, but make sure that the DJ you hire understands he's going to be the master of ceremonies. So I've heard.
All right, so stop right there.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to remember. You're not hiring a DJ. You're hiring a DJ / master of ceremonies,
right,
which is much more important. Because he's going to announce everything.
Right.
And you don't need some, and again, like he said, I'm not putting down nightclub DJs, but they're taught to just spin music and, beat mix and do all that. And they're not big on talking. If they make one or two announcements in some of these clubs a night, you're lucky.
Right.
You're looking for a person who can get on the mic with some personality and control the crowd and
be able to get people up to dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Up dancing. And, okay, I got a request now. This is going out to Cousin Phil. And it's going to be a slow song, so if you want a slow dance, okay, come on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everybody's...
I've seen a couple of those.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever got...
no, remember the photographer fell asleep?
Oh, yeah. One of the worst things that I can do as a DJ is go to someone else's wedding where I'm not DJing.
Oh, me too.
Oh, it's so horrible. I think I've seen maybe one or two good ones. Everyone else, I'm like, oh my God, dude, where did you get your Cracker Jack boxes, your experience? Where'd you get to learn how to do this?
I actually walked up to one, and I'm standing there, and he looks at me and goes, you ever request? I said, yeah, quit.
All right, so requests is another thing. There are some wedding parties that don't want requests. Make sure you discuss that with your DJ. I think that would be stupid of you not to have requests at a wedding. I'm telling you right now, because what's going to happen, and Sonny mentioned it before, is that, don't play this song, don't play that song. They give you a list of things not to play. All right, we'll take the list. All right, as a DJ, we're getting hired. You are our boss. We'll take that list.
But leave it to our discretion.
Yeah, just remember that now we have to impart this list upon your guest. So if someone comes up and say, hey, can you play the Macarena? And you specifically don't want it because you think it's the stupidest dance on the face of the planet. Now guess who looks like an asshole? Us. Because we have to come up with some reason why we can't play the Macarena. And we can't say the bride told us not to.
Right.
I mean, because then we're going to get in trouble.
And what I used to do when I got into my consultations with the bride, and they did this, I would say, listen, I know you don't like the song, but 85% of your guests are going to come up and ask for it.
Right.
Rather than me say, you don't want it played, make you look like a bitch, or me having to say, which I'm not going to, I don't have it, and make myself look unprofessional. It's 3.5 minutes of your time.
Right.
Go to the bathroom, go to the bar, have a drink, go smooch with your new husband, but just let the crowd enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
You're not in control. This is a celebration for you.
Right.
You're not dictating everything.
Unless you are the bride from hell, which is what caused Sonny and I to kind of not do weddings anymore.
Oh, God. I hated weddings. Hated them.
We had this wedding, and we didn't know this ahead of time. We get to the event. We're all set up. We're ready to go. And she hands us a stack of paper. And we're like, what the hell is this? And then we look at the paper. And folks, she had every single song she wanted us to play choreographed. Play this song, and next to it, it was like 3 minutes and 42 seconds. And then this song, 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Then you hire the kid on the street who has a jukebox.
Just rent a jukebox.
Yeah, I mean, because that's exactly what it. Make your own playlist and play it, because that's stupidity. That's what I tell people all the time, is that you have to understand there are nuances and significance of being a DJ. And I mean, it sounds kind of cool, and sometimes it is. You have to have practice at this to know what the crowd is feeling, what music to play, how many songs of the similar you play together, what song goes with what song. And they don't understand that, it sounds easy, but it's really not that easy.
It's a science.
Exactly, yeah. And every wedding is different because there's different sets of people. Typically, you play the same core of songs, but you'll find, and usually what will happen is you'll play a song, and I can't remember how many times this has happened. You and I will pick a song, we'll play it, and we'll think, all right, maybe a couple people will get up, but then all of a sudden, everyone gets up, and you go, oh, well, this is the kind of crowd we got? Well, then let's do this. And then, your gears switch, and you change to suit the crowd.
Let me tell you a little story. This is before I was a DJ. I was in a top 40 rock band. And this particular night, we had a short out, one of the feeds to the keyboards. So I just, everybody's waiting, and it's going to take a while. So I'm going to have to, I said, just do something. And they said, what? I said, I don't know, just play something. So my guitar player just starts playing these little loungy chords. Yeah. And Jeff starts following along with the bass, and the drummer kicks in with little brushes. And I'm down there, and I'm fixing it. Finally, I get the whole thing fixed. I stand up. The entire dance floor is packed. And they're playing just nothing but these repetitive chords.
Yeah.
And I said, good. Just go with it.
Keep going. Yeah.
So, but the other singer starts making up these words to a song.
Yeah.
You know, it was ridiculous. But that's the point. You don't know, and you have to have a feel for people, what they want when they got them on the floor. Once you throw out that hook,
right,
and you get them out there, the trick is now how you
got to keep
them.
them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's not that easy.
No.
Yeah, and we know from experience that after a time, first couple songs usually don't work that well. The more people get liquored up, the better they get. You know, they lose their inhibitions and it works better. But that's why especially at a wedding, that's why a lot of those, traditional songs come into play, because then you get crowd interaction and it starts working and moving along. But there are a lot of good things that have come nowadays in weddings that I like that I didn't used to like. I like it when the whole bridal party gets out and they support everyone. One thing it's nothing to do with DJing, but one thing I don't like that sweetheart table when the bride and groom have their own little table just to themselves.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
That's campy.
Yeah, I don't. And hey, it's your wedding. Do what you want. And I tell that to people all the time. Like you said, it's your wedding.
But you're integrating two families, so don't make it look like you're.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
I don't like that.
And make sure your DJ doesn't wander around the room trying to collect other people's fat off their plates.
Yeah, that's very unprofessional.
It's
very unprofessional.
It's very disgusting, is what it is. Yes.
Yeah. Then he'll just get sick and combined with the alcohol, pass out in the truck in the alley. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So some other things.
I got one I want to bring up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Time of year
to
have a wedding. I don't know how many of you folks out there make these mistakes. Okay, I had someone book. I don't remember if you were with me on this one or not. She booked it on the 4th of July.
4th of July, yeah.
Were you there for that one?
Yeah.
And I told her, I don't know how many times, I said, you really should reconsider. Oh, no, this is going to be great. Everybody's going to have a great time.
Nobody's got work. They'll all come to my party.
Right. Well, guess what? They had huge tables of 12 seats.
Yeah.
There was 3 tables that didn't show up. And if that wasn't bad enough, the air conditioner shit the bed. So it was 95 degrees in there on 4th of July, and people are in suits, and she's asking me, why can't you get people on the dance floor? Because we'll have to have an ambulance outside to resuscitate them.
And the other thing is, and I'm generalizing a little bit here, but for the most part, people really don't want to go to your wedding.
Yeah, it's an obligation.
Yeah. So you have to remember that. Then they got to bring a gift too, and they're going to get a crappy chicken dinner out of it. But so a couple other things.
Best weddings in the world? Winter weddings. That's what we found out.
Yeah, winter weddings are good.
You do it in February. People are so stir crazy being in the house. They will go. Remember that nutty one we did down at the country club in Hamden?
Yes. Yeah.
That was a fantastic show.
Yeah. Winter weddings and weddings at facilities that don't cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with the people though, but because they're more casual, they're more free, they're not as uptight.
Yeah, they don't feel so like, oh, everybody's looking at me.
Yeah, it's got to be so pristine. But yeah, the weddings where we go and it's and I'm not knocking these places, but like the American Legion or the KFC or places like that, they can be great halls and look really good, but they're not your typical Chez Joseph or big fancy place that costs you $100 a plate. I think that people tend to have a better time at those type of weddings.
And if you want a wedding where everything just all hangs out, you go to Soleil.
Yeah, go Soleil. Yeah, nudist colony.
And we did that too, a nude wedding.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah,
that was an experience to say the least.
Interesting. Didn't matter if the bride wore white.
No, they were the only two.
Yeah, they were the only two. That is true. They were the only two.
Everybody else was standing around naked.
Yeah. So talk to your DJ. Make sure that they're willing to work with you on song suggestions, because some of you may have songs already in place for, the father-daughter dance. If you're going to do some of these traditional dances, which still most people do, they'll work with you. They'll give you some suggestions. Oh, we'll try this one. Have you heard this one? Work with them. Also find out if they're going to take a break. Not too many, but I have seen a couple DJs take breaks. Usually bands do that, and
really?
Not DJ. I've seen 2 DJs take a break.
Well, whoever those 2 DJs, if you happen to be listening, you don't take breaks.
Yeah, they say we're going to take a break. We'll be right back, and there's music playing, but they're not behind the DJ stand, and they're off drinking. And I'm like, what the?
I mean,
freak?
the break for a band basically is your drummers. That's the most important thing, because he's doing the most physical act. So you got to give him some time to cool off.
Yeah. So also remember that say your wedding, you got your wedding and your dinner is at 6 o'clock, and you think you're going to be done by 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Your dinner will be done by 10 o'clock.
First off, you want to check with the restaurant or who's ever serving this, who's catering this meal, and find out what they're going to give you for a time frame. And when they give it to you, double it. Because they always lie. They always tell you, I can't tell you how many brides have said, well, they said they could get dinner served and be done in an hour. Yeah, it'll never happen. Occasionally, like an hour, hour and a half. Maybe if they're really a good facility. But most facilities, it's 2.5 hours. I've seen 3 hours. We've seen it where we've only had an hour left to DJ. We're going, what are we going to do? I mean, so you got to be careful with the facility that you pick. But remember to feed the DJ.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, and
a well-fed DJ is a happy DJ.
Exactly, yeah. The DJ has to be fed, and I know the bride and groom and the head table should get first, but next in line, feed the DJ, the photographer, the videographer, whoever you got
people
there.
Have to work, because if you feed them last, what's going to happen? They're going to have to be like in military going,
yeah. You do that very well. Now, when you're paying for a DJ and you think you're paying too much money, you're probably not, because I'm going to give you a couple things to ponder. First off, the DJ has to spend God's know how many thousands and thousands of dollars on all the equipment that you don't have, and that even though, even
if you did have it, you wouldn't know how to use it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. The high school kid down the road thinks he can do it with the iPod. It's not going to happen as well as that. So the DJ has money tied up in equipment, money tied up in backup equipment, because if something shits the bed at your wedding, hopefully a good DJ has something to back up in case he can fix it. Come in with another part or another amp or whatever he needs.
Not to pat myself on the back, but I was always good about that. I had replacement parts for everything. Backup amps, backup diaphragms, backup...
I remember you changing a couple of speakers.
And it was anything went during our performance, you could continue the show, I could pull it down, repair it, and put it back up and get it running again with it. Nobody even noticed.
Yeah. So he's got a huge investment in that. He's got a huge, he's got a huge investment in the songs, purchasing these songs, because most DJs have a contract with the company that every month gives you new music. That's usually how it works.
Yeah, it's a subscription.
Yeah, promo only or something like that, a subscription service where they get new music. Also remember that even though, say, the DJ is playing for music, say you've set up a deal where the DJ is going to play for 4 hours of dance music. So you have dinner, which is not included, but the DJ's there, and then he's going to hang around for 4 hours of dance music. That's not it, folks. The DJ's whole day is shot, okay? Because he's going to get up in the morning, he's going to make sure his equipment's in good condition, he's got to pack his equipment into the vehicle, he's got to drive to your location, he's got to unload his equipment, he's got to set up the equipment, he's got to check the equipment, then he's going to hang around for dinner, then he's going to do the 4 hours, and guess what?
No, wait. You forgot the
what did I step?
Once you got done setting up, then you got to go in the bathroom all sweaty, try to cool yourself down to put on a zoot suit.
Yeah, you put on a suit, yeah. Well, that's another thing, too, is don't forget attire. What do you want your DJ to wear? Do you want him to wear, a tuxedo, or is he just going to dress up, or is the guy going to show up in blue jeans and a T-shirt? So you need to cover that with your DJ as well. But then, so back to it. After all the stuff that we did to get there, we have to do the same thing to go home. So usually, you're busy from 9 a.m. to midnight typically, or 1 even. It depends on what the venue is or where you got to go.
Absolutely.
So it's a whole day affair. And what always bothers me is people will spend more money on like the cake and the flowers and all this stuff. And I'm not taking anything away from those people. Absolutely not. I think they do a great job and they're part of the wedding. Some of these cakes are astounding. And they do spend, hours and hours.
But that's not that's not the make or break of your wedding.
That's right. The DJ is the entertainment for your wedding. Everyone goes to a wedding and they DJ sucked. All music was awful. He played the no one ever says, oh, the wedding was wonderful, but that cake was so dry. That usually doesn't happen, So you're paying for the entertainment for your wedding. Don't skimp on it. I'm not saying you have to overpay. You can shop around and find someone that's reasonable, and you ask around. I see so many people trying to nickel and dime the DJ, and I don't get why. They're your entertainment for the evening. They're announcing everything. They're the master of ceremonies. They're in control of this event, unless you get a pushy photographer, which usually happens, and the photographer thinks they control the evening.
Really? Do we see a lot of those?
what we do, and I recommend you talk this over with whoever you hire, is go up to the photographer or the videographer, who's ever there. Sometimes you'll have a wedding coordinator, and that works out great because technically they're kind of in charge because they're coordinating everything, but work with them. But as DJs, most people don't have wedding coordinators. So we'll go up.
So it falls into the lap of, it should fall in the lap of the DJ.
Right, because we're the master of ceremonies.
And you should tell the photographer and everybody else to talk with the DJ.
Right. So we'll go up, and we try to plan out the evening of when the traditional things are going to happen, and we keep the DJ informed. Say, hey, listen, in about 5 minutes or whatever, we're going to do this. Are you ready for that? And if he says, yeah, he says, okay, good. Or he says, no, I need more. No problem. We'll work with you. But you need to communicate with that. And as people hiring a DJ, make sure that you tell your photographers that, hey, the DJ's the master of ceremonies. Check with them. That's gonna ease the events. The DJ will check on the DJ can be your bad guy. How many times have we had a couple come up to us and bitch about something, and we'll say, fine, we'll take care of it because that's what we're there to do. And we'll go and we'll yell at somebody. We've yelled at kitchens. I can't tell you how many times for crap they've done.
That's because we were those two guys.
Those two guys, yeah. So back to it. Contract is there. Is going to charge for overtime? Most DJs charge for overtime. They might, half hour, they might bill it in, it's okay. But usually more than that, they're going to charge for overtime.
But I'll tell you what, the way we did it was, you treat us good.
Yeah.
We'll throw an extra hour in.
Exactly.
We're not vampires. We're not there to suck all the money out of your wallet. But if you treat us bad,
yeah,
we're going to pull that money out of your ass like you're a bank.
Exactly.
Like an ATM machine.
Make sure you have a written contract. Find out how much of a deposit is required. Make sure you find a DJ who does take a deposit. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I would be leery of hiring a DJ, expect him to show up at my wedding, and not have given him one red cent.
Because if you don't, you have no legal ground to stand on.
Exactly. So,
well, I mean, you do. You got a contract that you can wipe your ass, but it's not going to make any difference in small claims court.
Usually, if he's got some money down, then you're pretty well assured he's going to show up. So yeah, make sure that. Find out what the refund or cancellation policy is. Who knows? This wedding may not work out for you, but there could be a tornado. Usually, that's the only thing, act of God that will stop a DJ from continuing on. Something of that nature is usually the only thing that I know of that happens.
No, again, it's those DJs that walk around eating all the prime rib fast and pass out in the truck.
Yeah.
Was I on duty that night?
Talk over the DJ about any lighting that you might want to have. It used to be that you didn't set up a whole lot of lights for weddings because it's not a nightclub. But now it's kind of getting to the point where they want that. They want the upward lighting. They want the special effects. They want all that stuff. Do you want the DJ? Can he put a banner up behind him? Promoting his business. Do you want that at your wedding? Talk about those things. Make sure he knows where the event is and it's not a problem. Stuff like that. Just communication, I guess, is the number one thing. If I had to give anything, just make sure you're in good communications, but don't overdo it. Like Sonny said at the very beginning of this, don't henpeck the DJ you hire. A good DJ you'll hire, you'll sit down, you'll have a meeting, probably an hour and a half. You'll have a meeting, and then you'll tell them, okay, send me a deposit, and we'll get things rolling along. That'll happen. A good DJ acknowledges the receipt of your deposit, sends you something back. Usually it's email these days. Look forward to seeing you on blah, 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 whatever. And then usually about a month before, you'll touch base, and then a couple weeks before you touch base, and you'll see you next week. And that keeps everybody happy. If you do it as a DJ and initiate it, everything will be happy. That's my advice. You got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I want to talk about music at a wedding. And I want to just go over my top hated songs from DJing.
Yeah. Wait. Could it be Uncle Cracker, Follow Me?
Well, no, that just applies to that one wedding because that twit just annoyed me.
Well, that's a whole song about infidelity.
Yeah.
And this couple had this as their wedding song. And I'm like, you guys are nuts.
Not nuts. Stupid.
But stupid, yeah.
No, I want to go over my top 5. These are my top 5 groups of types of music or different songs that I just can't stand. And the first one was the overplayed ballads for the first dance. Wonderful Tonight, Lady in Red, all that. If I heard that song today after 10 years of not DJing, I still have to shut it off because I've heard it so many times. My fourth one, The chicken dance, the hokey pokey. Oh my God Almighty! How many times have we heard that one?
That tends not to get played unless you have a younger crowd. Usually they're skipping over that these days.
You ended up DJing long after I quit.
Yeah.
I started before you, and I mean, technically I started doing weddings and stuff before you, but you kept it going after I retired. But that one, after a while, just redundant. Then it moves, of course, into the electric slide, the Macarena, and Mambo number 5. Oh, there's some.
We don't play Mambo number 5, but you still play the Macarena, and I don't mind those. I don't mind that because there's a dance that goes with it. I don't mind those as long as there's participation and it's fun. I don't mind those per se.
And my number 2 most hated song, and it's only because of what I had to witness, was "Dancing Queen" by ABBA. Have you ever seen a grown man play? Did you ever see a grown man fly around the dance floor like an airplane?
Yeah, with wings.
Yeah, you look like you're around. You look like you're on LSD.
Yeah. Well, then I can imagine what your number 1 song is.
I bet you can't.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not "Man, I Feel Like a Woman"?
No. Actually, that one was funny. That was actually funny. This jerk, this one particular time, for no apparent reason, we're playing "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" by Shania Twain.
Yeah.
And when it gets to the part where it breaks the music and it goes, "Man, I feel like a woman," this ass just belts this out in the most masculine voice.
On top of the speakers.
On top of the speakers. "Man, I feel like a woman." To the point where people jumped on the dance floor and turned around and looked at him. And it was like this awkward pause, and then everybody broke out laughing. And it became like a staple. Every time we played it after that, well, we had to have him do that.
Yeah.
But no, my number 1 overwhelming song is that member of the wedding party that comes up and requests a completely idiotic, stupid-ass song that no
one will ever dance to.
Nobody's going to dance to. And you try to tell him, no, it's not a good idea. Yeah. And then he goes and cries to the bride or the groom, and they can go, well, go ahead. And then you put the song on, and it kills the fucking party.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Happens a lot.
That is the worst. Again, stressing the point. Your wedding party, your guest, if they come to you saying the DJ doesn't have this or won't play this, say he's in charge, he knows what he's doing, and leave it at that. Because if you don't, it becomes chaos. Yeah. You give in to one stupid request that leads to 3 others, and next thing you
played that song. Why can't you play this one?
Yeah. So next thing you know, half your guests have walked out the door, and you got 3 teenagers mashing on themselves to death on the dance floor. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, and also, you've had a good point last night. You didn't bring it up. When you seat your guests, put the old people in the back, away from the speakers. That way they're not going, "Oh my God, it's too loud."
Turn it down. Most of your DJs are pretty good at the volume level. I've seen some get a little crazy, but most of them are pretty good. I got to tell you a funny story. I was DJing at Pulaski Park, and Pulaski Park is considered the polka capital of the world. And so I was doing a DJ. I was kind of like the warm-up act before they brought the polka bands in. And I was DJing primarily for the younger audience that was there. And I kept getting, "Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down." And I'm like, damn, it's not that loud. But all right, so I turned it down. Then the polka bands get up.
And they could hear it in India.
Yeah, you could hear it like 5 miles away. And I'm like, jeez, really? Yeah. So the other bit of advice is be careful of your DJs singing, because most DJs can't sing. Sonny is an exception. He has an all right voice. Oh, God.
Oh, that must have killed you, narcissistic bastard.
Yeah. So, but just be careful of your DJ, because he could sing like this.
Believe it or not, we're not at home. Please leave a message at the beep. We must be out or we pick up the phone. Where could we be? Believe it or not, we're not home.
What's that, you?
That's me.
Oh, you're worse toned up than I thought. Oh, my God. You poor soul.
I know. It's awful, isn't it? That's so bad.
That was Greatest American Hero, in case you couldn't identify it by that performance.
Yeah, that's what it was. All right, folks, we'll be right back after I schedule my gynecological visit.
Howdy. Hi, I'm Spike.
And you know, when I'm driving down Route 9W on a hot summer day, me and the missus always stop at Dickens Fruit Stand. They've got everything from fruit to vegetables, homemade pies, but there is nothing like their cider. Ain't that right, honey? Uh-huh. Dickens cider. Yes, sirree. Why, even though we were late for church last Sunday, she had to have a little Dickens cider. Uh-huh. She says there ain't nothing like it. Even my minister says his wife enjoys a little Dickens cider now and then. Hey, why don't you bring some home in our protective plastic rib bottle? That way it'll stay fresh. Or you can let it sit a while and have some hard Dickens cider. It's good at lunch, good at dinner, and there's nothing like waking up with a Dickens cider. Dickens Fruit Stand, just off Route 9W and Country Road 69. Open 24 hours, because after a chilly summer night, I like to snuggle up in bed with a hot Dickens cider.
I miss having a Dickens cider.
I don't think there's any more locations around here, is there?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah. All right, welcome back. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor of our show, please drop us an email at talkfot@gmail.com.
Interested in your very own shout-out? Let us know at facebook.com/Fountain of Thought, on Twitter at TalkFOT, or email us at talkfot@gmail.com. And you could be rewarded for listening.
All right, shout-outs this week going out to Scott Day of Palmer, Mass. and John Livingston from New Mexico.
And my shout-out going to all the victims of this week's shooting in Alexandria, Virginia. God bless you. And a footnote, James T. Hodgkinson. That was the most horrible, idiotic dick thing a person could do to other human beings.
The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. Yes, true or false headlines.
All right, true or false headlines. I will read a headline, and you will tell me whether it's true or false. And those of you listening, please feel free to play along. This one is a special edition. It's an entirely Walmart edition, just for you. First one is, Utah mom locked kids in trunk so she could shop.
That is Walmart, you said?
All of these are Walmart.
Okay, every one of them are true.
Were you just going to throw that blanket
I'm
out?
telling you right now, there's nothing you could make up that I wouldn't think happened at Walmart, because Walmart is the biggest amusement park. Bigger than Walt Disney World, bigger than Six Flags. I don't give a shit what you bring up. Walmart is the biggest amusement park for unbelievable sights and entertainment.
So you're going with true.
True.
That is true. A woman was charged with child abuse after she allegedly shut her kids in the trunk of her car while she shopped at a Walmart in Riverdale, Utah. Tori Castillo, 39, faces 4 counts of child abuse, according to a Weber County Sheriff's inmate roster. She was still in jail this morning and is to be arraigned today, said a spokesman for the sheriff's office. The children ages 2 and 5 are safe, thanks to an alert passerby. As the children screamed and shook the car from inside, one witness called the police while the other responded. Several Good Samaritans observed this and came to the aid of the children, said Riverdale Police Lieutenant Casey Warren. One of the witnesses, identified only as Heidi, told Salt Lake City Fox 13 she could hear the little girl yelling for her mother to please let her out. She said she instructed the child to open the emergency latch, and out popped 2 kids like they were spring-loaded. While Heidi and a friend waited for the police to arrive, the mother did finally appear. The only explanation she had was, quote, "My babysitter didn't show up."
But a footnote on that. That was 2 less screaming,
kids
annoying
in Walmart?
kids in Walmart.
The children were released to their father. The Department of Child and Family Services are investigating along with the police. All right,
and he probably brought him to an all-night gambling facility.
Yeah. Man barbecues stolen ribeye in Walmart's home and garden section.
Oh, that's true.
That is false. I made it up.
No, I'll bet you. If you Google that happened somewhere.
Okay.
This is Walmart we're talking about.
Lone chicken found running through Walmart dairy section.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to go with yes on that one. I did make up this headline. It wasn't one that I found, but Holly saw it and has a picture of it.
My
daughter. Yeah, in Ware Walmart, a chicken was running around in the dairy section.
A live
chicken.
chicken.
A live chicken, yeah, and they were trying to catch it.
Doesn't surprise me.
All right, mom charged after boy's teeth are pulled out in Walmart bathroom.
True.
You are right. Authorities say a Utah woman pulled two of her son's
What's this
teeth.
Utah stuff? What are the all nuts out there?
Yeah, they're all crazy.
Jesus. Shut the Walmart down in Utah. You got too many nuts going in there.
I'm sure there's more than one.
Well, shut them all down. These people are they're wackos.
Authorities say a Utah woman pulled two of her son's teeth in a Walmart restroom. Prosecutors said Monday that 47-year-old woman brought hand sanitizer and needle-nose pliers from the store, then took them into the restroom and began extracting two of her son's 7-year-old's teeth.
The pain.
Police in American Fork, Utah, say the boy's older brother heard the child screaming in pain and got him out of the restroom. Charging documents said the boy told his brother that one of the teeth was loose, but the other was only slightly loose. Prosecutors say the woman didn't use any kind of anesthetic and spent nearly 5 minutes torturing her child while he pleaded for her to stop. The woman was charged with felony child abuse. No attorney was immediately listed in her court records. The Associated Press is not naming her to avoid identifying the children.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, people today,
It's not just non-service dogs in pajamas anymore in Walmart.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Let's play Hollywood Soundbite Theater.
Guess what we forgot to do last week?
What did we forget to do last week?
We forgot to do this.
We forgot to spin the wheel. So I guess it's going to be wild card this week, huh?
I hate wild card because you always... Oh, come on. That's my pacemaker saying the battery's low.
Oh. Did you fix it?
No.
Well, why don't you fix it so it doesn't...
I let you fix everything.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, if I ever get a pacemaker, I'm going to come to you. I ain't going to drive all the way to Springfield. I'm going to have you do all the adjustments on it.
Okay. All right.
Because you know everything.
All right. So how's this played?
Today?
Yeah, sure. Today. Good point.
Well, first of all, last week I played a soundbite for the audience, and apparently we didn't have much of an audience because nobody even bothered to listen and call in and win their $10 gift certificate to Taco Bell. So that one's expired now.
So now, are we issuing a new one? Or
now I'm gonna give another soundbite and redo the offer. If you know the answer, email us at talkfot2@gmail.com, and the first one that comes in time-stamped will win the $10 gift card. Okay, so that soundbite's going to be this.
Maybe we ought to turn on the searchlights now.
No. That's just what they'll be expecting us to do.
If you know the answer, email me at talkfot2, that is 2, @gmail.com.
Are you going to say anything else about how we're doing this game?
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's very simple. We're going to play sound bites back and forth. Each one of us has a pass. If you find that that one seems like something you're not going to answer, you can pass one time. The one that gets the most answers has, let's see, what's going to happen on this? Posting an embarrassing picture on our website. That's what we're going to do. And it's got to be a really good,
really embarrassing,
really stupid, idiotic post. Matter of fact, if I lose, I got the perfect one for you.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, and being the gentleman that I am, I'm going to allow you to go first.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awfully nice of you. Okay, here we go.
Does anybody have any tape out there? I want to put some tape over the death button. Nobody has any tape. Not a single person has tape. You have an atomic bomb in your bag. If anybody's going to have tape, it's you. I have to do everything.
By the way, I forgot to tell you, the category is sci-fi.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which one?
Well, I didn't see the second one yet.
Which one?
First one.
You were wrong.
You're a dick.
It's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And
if
you hadn't have said volume, I wouldn't have given it to you either because of last week.
Oh, because you're a prick.
This is because of last week.
No,
this is because of last week.
There you goes again.
No, this is because of last week. No. So there's one down for you. I'll take mine now, please. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Your first one's going to be... You know what? And I'm not even going to give you a category since you're such a prick.
Okay, great. Thanks. Don't want to pair...
You die first, get it? Your friends might get me in a rush, but not before I make your head into a canoe. You understand me?
Dirty Harry?
It makes me feel so good that you lost that one.
Yeah.
Tombstone.
You die first, get it? Your friends might get me in a rush, but not before I make your head into a canoe. You understand me?
Okay. You got to admit, he sounded a little bit like Clint Eastwood there, didn't he?
Yeah, I'll give you that much.
Yeah. All right. Comedy.
You got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. the common clay of the New West. You know, morons.
Morons? Is that what he said?
Yeah, morons.
One more time.
You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know, morons.
I had you play it twice because it's the name's escaping me. I know what it is. It's crap.
Would you like to phone a friend?
Yes.
Okay, phone a friend.
Okay, I'll phone a friend.
Okay. Oh, that's me. Hold on. Hello.
Hi, Dennis?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm on the Fountain of Thought show.
Yeah.
And I have a question, and I get to phone a friend.
Okay, what's the question?
He's going to play a soundbite, and you have to tell me what it is.
Okay, sure. I'm game.
You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know, morons.
If I told you a hot horse, would that help?
No, I need the title, dude.
Blazing Saddles. I think it's Blazing Saddles.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dennis.
All right, bye.
I'm going to go with Dennis and Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles?
Yes.
You are correct. Good job. All right, Blazing Saddles. You got one.
That was interesting.
My turn.
Your turn is right.
We did not lose Vietnam. It was a tie.
I'm telling you, baby, they kicked a little ass there. Boy, they whooped your hide real good.
No, they didn't.
Oh, yes, they did.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Oh, yes, they did.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Shut up.
It's Fish Called Wanda.
Very, 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 very good.
Okay, your turn.
I'm not with him. Sorry.
Oh, all right. I'm glad he's single because I'm going to climb that like a tree.
Bridesmaids.
How'd you know that one?
Because I love her.
Oh, yeah, you are correct. Bridesmaids.
Yeah, she's one funny fat shit.
It's your turn.
Oh, yes, it is. Okay. What's the score now?
You have 2. I have 1.
You have 1, huh?
Here lies the body of Mary Lee. Died at the age of 103. For 15 years, she kept her virginity. Not a bad record for this vicinity.
Jaws?
Very good. Very, very good.
All right, we're tied. So a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to keep living, man. Livin.
It's a comedy.
Again.
You just got to keep living, man. Livin.
That's Matthew McConaughey, isn't it?
It is.
Pass?
Pass. Dazed and Confused.
Oh, shit. I know that, too. What a dumbass.
Dumbass.
Double dumbass on you.
Dumbass. All right. Let's see. I'll give you... You'll probably know that one. Let's give you this one.
Hey, I guess they're right. Senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose.
Comedy.
Dumb and Dumber.
Very good. Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, good
Thank
job.
you.
All right, so...
Here's your chance to go for the tie, or
You've taken the lead.
Huh? Yeah, you got to answer this, or we're going to see your ass
Go
on...
ahead. Go ahead. Well, I still got to pass. I haven't passed yet, so go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, nobody can beat him, man. He's got the fastest. I ain't nobody, dork. Right? Right.
What's the category?
I would consider it comedy, but it's also could be part drama too.
Well, I'm going to pass. So I'm passing, but American Graffiti?
You would have been right.
Really?
Yes.
Damn it!
License and registration? Chicken fucker?
Super Troopers.
Very good, very good, very good.
Do we keep going?
Nope. That's it. It ends in a tie. No
We're
embarrassing
a tie?
vote.
All right, it's a tie.
This is for next week's show.
I have Star Trek.
Action.
Action. All right.
It's time to dig deep.
Yeah, dig it, baby.
One thing, it's time for questions from my sack.
Bite me.
Questions from My Sack is being powered by Mr. Bill's Boot and Shoe Repair in Pantego, Texas. Find them online at mrbills.net, where they'll save your soul and gladly die for you. All right, first question is...
Yeah, what do these listeners have for today?
Please keep sending them in, by the way. So you send in a question, giving any question about anything and everything, and we'll put it on a piece of paper, and then we pull them out of my sack, and we read the question. But the sack is getting low. My sack is getting low. So I need more questions. Do you cook? And if so, what is your best dish?
You can go first.
Yes, I cook. I don't bake all that well, but I do cook, and my best dish is spaghetti, homemade spaghetti sauce. I don't make the spaghetti by scratch. I'll box it. But
you make homemade spaghetti sauce?
Yes. Why does that look so weird?
No, you ain't claiming the best at that until I've tasted it.
Oh,
okay?
brother.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, brother me, okay? I am the connoisseur.
Yeah, you're a sewer, all right.
Pasta.
You are a sewer.
And I will tell you if that's the best pasta or sauce I've tasted.
You are a sewer. I remember someone coming over my house, and I cooked them pork chops on the grill, and I was accused that I bought them that way. And I said, no, I didn't. You really cooked those? You put those grill marks in there and everything? I went, yeah, I did. I'm a good cook.
I wouldn't have had DuPont over.
Wait, speaking of DuPont...
John DuPont is an heir to the fortune of one of America's wealthiest families. Police say he's also a suspected murderer.
Really?
John DuPont is behind bars tonight, charged with murder.
He would hate that, John DuPont. John DuPont.
DuPont.
DuPont was using drugs and would walk around with a machine gun.
Wait, I got one more?
Hi, this is John DuPont from Peer Pressure, and you're listening to the Johnny K Show on 99 WMRX FM.
What the hell are we talking about?
We're talking about your cooking.
Oh, my cooking.
Yes.
I made it. You eat it.
That's my motto. No, I would say breakfast. I'm very good at breakfast. I'm really good using the New Wave cooker.
The New Wave
cooker. So if you're out there listening, anybody from New Wave Cooker, send us an advertisement for the show.
NewWaveCooker.com? I don't know.
No, right. I make a good
breakfast.
Omelet.
Yeah, omelet is your best.
Yeah,
okay, all right. Well, sometime I'll have to make you spaghetti and you make me an omelet. All right, here's the next one. Are you guys ever going to talk about anything good on this show?
No.
Never. Absolutely not. It's not going to happen.
And so here's a big fuck you.
Watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
All right. Here is the last one is, what is your favorite sport to watch and to play?
Well, our age, all we can play is golf, but I ain't going to watch it.
Favorite sport to watch is football.
Ditto.
Favorite sport to play, believe it or not, volleyball. I like volleyball.
Do you play that Solaire version?
No. I'm fully clothed during my volleyball.
Football, definitely.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, my favorite sport when I was younger was dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
I love dodgeball because I was so small they could never get me, and I'd always end up the last kid. And all I had to do was pray to God, please let me catch one of them. Please let me catch one of them. Get the team back off the bench.
So you would like be in the corner and say,
Do you want to touch my monkey?
No, I wouldn't say that there. I do that in the locker room.
Oh, you in the locker room. Oh. Please send us your questions. As I said, we are running low. We need more questions for my sack.
Sonny's pet peeve
of the week.
I want to know what this segment is brought to us by.
We don't have any sponsors for this segment yet.
See, that sucks.
I know.
It really does.
We need more sponsors.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, they can call us if they like at 413-612-8037 if they want to leave us a message and yell at us.
Yeah, and I dare you to. You hear me? I dare you to. I dare you to have the balls or other equipment.
Or other equipment
to call that line and leave us a comment. But don't forget, if you leave a comment, we have the right to play it on our next show.
Well, what's your pet peeve of the week?
Oh, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. My pet peeve of the week this week is something very serious. I really get agitated with a co-host of a show that doesn't do what he says he's going to do. In other words, 2 weeks ago, I told him, the audience here at Fountain of Thought, that we would have a button on our website that would display embarrassing pictures. But yet, I went there this morning, and it's still not there. It's still not there. Pet peeve of the week. My co-host, you are a touch-hole.
Any final thoughts on this episode, Sonny?
Absolutely do. We are a couple of weeks away from the 2017 halfway mark. And in addition to Adam West, I would also like to say goodbye to Roger Moore, Bill Paxton, Carrie Fisher, Powers Booth, Michael Parks, Aaron Moran, Clifton James, who co-starred in 2 Bond films with Roger Moore, if that isn't weird, Charlie Murphy, Don Rickles, Lola Albright, Chuck Barry, Judge Wapner, Warren Frost, George the Animal Steel, for all you wrestling fans, John Hurt, Mary Tyler Moore, and last but not least, one of my personal favorites, Battlestar Galactica's Apollo, Richard Hatch.
For my final thought, if I may, I just want to thank all the fathers out there. Father's Day is this weekend, so we won't get to talk about it next weekend. It'll be past, so I want to send out wishes to all the fathers out there. And
I love you, Daddy.
That was from my daughter, Rachel, when she was 3.
And love you, Dad. He passed away a couple years ago, and I miss you.
Fountain of Thought reminding you to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Fountain of Thought. Follow us on Twitter at TalkFOT, or call us and leave us a voicemail at 413-612-8037. And don't forget to visit our website at fountainofthought.com for past and future episodes. And remember, everyone,
hotline,
be a fountain.
Hotline.
I gave you the hotline, 413-612-8037.
Hotline.
413-612-8037.
Somebody call us.
Be a fountain, not a drain.
These computers, they're so naughty and so complex. I could teach them.
That was stupid. It is dangerous. Do not. Nope. Warning, warning, warning.